Hi guys, my name is Megan and today I've got some Northwest Gothic book recommendations for you. So today's recommendation is all about books that kind of embrace that dark Pacific Northwest kind of feel. So rainy days, foggy afternoons, lots of trees and mountains and the ocean, and everything's just kind of dark and melancholy and just, you know, like ghosts and magic and all sorts of really cool things. You know, it's everything that you think about when you think Pacific Northwest. So let's dive into today's recommendations. So the first book I'm going to recommend today is going to be In Strange Woods, which is kind of the book that set off this whole video. So In Strange Woods, I love this book to pieces. I have a full review and I will link it above. So In Strange Woods is kind of everything that I love about the Pacific Northwest. It's dark, it's dreary, it's on the coast, it's got lots of trees, and it's just very melancholy, and I love it. It's very kind of dark. It's also got like a little bit of a murder mystery in there, some hidden family secrets, and a little bit of a love interest going on in there, and it's just everything that I love about this specific like subgenre. The next book I'd like to recommend is Afterlife. So this one is also very dark. It's featuring a lot of ghosts. It features past lives. It's also very creepy and just like kind of unexpectedly creepy. So this one deals with the afterlife, and it deals with a little boy remembering when he used to be somebody else. And I don't know about you, but that is super, super creepy when people remember their past lives. And especially for this kid when he remembers being murdered and then he starts telling his big sister all about it, and then that causes a whole bunch of family drama and nobody believes her or him, and it sets off this girl trying to uncover this murder mystery and figure out what's going on. It's super creepy and dark and just very atmospheric and very Pacific Northwest. So the next book I'm going to recommend is going to be Thorns. This is the first book in the Whisper Hollow series. This one again is very like dreary and kind of melancholy background. This one deals with a lot of ghosts and spirits and creatures. There's a creature living in a lake that kind of takes revenge on the people of the town, and like you don't want to be driving at night across the bridge on this lake because you may not get to your destination. It's that kind of creepy. And this deals a lot with shapeshifters and a lot of ghosts. Like there's a huge ghost population in this town, and you know, they aren't necessarily like the peaceful dead. These are like hauntings and like queen of the underworld kind of thing going on. It's very dark, very creepy. Also, this one has a romance in it, which is very lovely. I think I talked about this a lot last Halloween. I don't know if I did a review for this one or not. I know I talked about it in my Halloween wrap up for last year. I'll leave that linked above, I think. This book is really, really great, and it's just very atmospheric, and not everything is as it seems in this tiny little town. Also, murder mysteries. Lots of murder mysteries in the Northwest. Okay, so the next book I'd like to recommend is The Price Guide to the Occult. So this book, I think I recommended it in a couple of my Halloween videos this year, I think. This book is really creepy and I really loved it. So this one is set on a tiny island in the Pacific Northwest, and it follows a family of witches. With each new generation, it's kind of following this curse. Every woman in this family is kind of cursed to fall in love with one of the descendants of the original settlers of this island, have a child, and then the love of their life basically leaves and doesn't want to speak to them ever again. This one follows Nor, who is the latest girl in this long line of this family, and she just wants to live a completely unremarkable life. She doesn't want to deal with her magical powers. She doesn't want to deal with anything, and her mother comes back after abandoning her and causes chaos basically, and this island doesn't like it, and it kind of rises up, and that causes Nor to actually understand, you know, how to use her powers, and it's a whole thing, and it's amazing. And then the last book that I'm going to recommend today is going to be Black Blade Blues. So this follows Sarah, and this is kind of a mix of Norse mythology, LARPing, D&D, urban fantasy, movie quotes, and it's just so good. There's also a lot of dragons, and like there's dwarves and elves and all sorts of really cool fun stuff in this book. Like seriously, if you are into like Lord of the Rings, LARPing, D&D, all that kind of fun stuff, you should definitely check this book out. It's so good. And Sarah is just one of my favorite characters. This book is so dark, but also look at this cover. It's fantastic. But yeah, so Sarah is part of this group of people for the Society of Creative Anachronism, and they kind of do live role playing, but also they go to a lot of Ren fairs, and she has a dream of becoming a blacksmith, so she's kind of an apprentice right now, and she's learning the tricks of the trade, and she learns how to make swords, and she also does props for a small movie company, but also like things start going weird and like haywire, and like she gets to fight a dragon. Guys, she gets to fight a dragon. It's so good. It's definitely worth a read. Alright, so those are some of my favorite Northwest Gothic reads. So what is your favorite dark and dreary tale? Let me know down below. If you guys like this video, don't forget to hit the like button. If you haven't already and would like to, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And if you'd like to follow me on social media for more bookish stuff, check out the links down below. Alrighty, bye guys.